Have you been applying for jobs for months and still feel like you're hitting a brick wall? You've rewritten your resume several times and sent hundreds of job applications only to hear crickets. Are you at the point where you're applying for everything and anything, whether you're overqualified or underqualified? That voice inside says you just need to land a job, right? So what's happened? Why is it suddenly so hard to land a job? You've never had this problem before, and it's always been pretty pain-free to find your next position. So why is it now feeling like the whole world is against you? In today's video, I'm going to share my thoughts on why the 2024 job market is harder than ever, and the big mistakes you need to avoid if you want to beat the competition and land your dream job in a record time. I'm seeing a rise in job scams, so make sure you stay tuned to hear what's going on and how you can avoid falling victim to them. I will also be sharing the #1 networking hack that really could make all the difference to your job search in 2024. So make sure you like this video and subscribe if you're new around here. First up, let's look at the current economic climate. So it's no secret that hiring in the pandemic went absolutely mad. Working as a recruiter at the time, we were in a candidate short market and we couldn't fill positions fast enough. It was a great time for a job seeker. The market, understandably, couldn't sustain that level of growth and steadied out where we then saw the Great Resignation. But then around November 2022, we started to see a slow and steady decline in hiring, and the trend is continuing to follow this downward trajectory. So what does this mean? Unfortunately, it means we're going to continue to see fewer job postings and fewer jobs for some time yet. That said, on a positive note, I think we're going to see less layoffs coming in 2024. And whilst for some it may not feel like it, but we're actually at a lower layoff rate than we were pre-pandemic. I think that companies are now aware of where they want to be with their headcount, but we're just going to see less hiring. And I think that contract positions will be on the rise as companies try to cut back on costs by no longer committing to paying you benefits, in some cases paying less money. And I've seen companies eliminate a position only to advertise it as a contract or lower level role a few months later to save money and pay less. So keep an eye on this as you're looking at jobs in 2024. Now, another thing to look out for and be aware of is fake job postings. So when the market is slow, recruiters use this time to build their network, posting fake jobs so that they can hit their KPIs of how many resumes they need to add to the system. Now, how can you tell a fake job posting from a genuine one? The key thing to look out for is the requirements or lack of them. If the job ad is too vague or it's really broad requirements, this is likely to be a phishing advert. When companies are genuinely hiring, they tend to be very specific with what they are looking for in order to rule more people out than rule them in. Now, the next reason why finding a job is so hard is because you're not cracking the applicant tracking code within the ATS system. You need to make sure your resume is ATS friendly. Now, how can you do this? It's all about formatting and keywords. The ATS system is effectively a storage system that companies use to store, sort, and filter all of the resumes they receive. So you want to make sure your resume is easy for the system to read. Avoid complex formatting, random text boxes, tables, and columns that will only confuse the ATS system. Simple formatting, font, and clean and professional layout will help your resume appear in the right format. Use keywords when applying to a job. Spend the time reading the job description and reflect the language it uses in your resume. As mentioned, the ATS is effectively a storage system. It still relies on a human to enter in the keywords that they're looking for. Now, the ATS then filters through all of the resumes and pulls out the one with the keywords the recruiter is looking for. So no keywords means you simply won't show up. Now, if you're not sure where to start, download my free resume template. And if you want to fully understand how you should be reading job descriptions and how to reflect the same language, as well as understanding what recruiters are really looking for, then join my Career Growth Accelerator program, where I'll work with you on a one-to-one basis to fully understand what it is you need to be highlighting on your resume to land your next job, as well as covering everything you need to get hired. I'll pop a link in the description below. Now, the next reason the job market is getting worse in 2024 is that competition is bigger than ever. The talent pool has gone global. Thanks to remote work, you're now competing with candidates from all over the world, therefore giving companies access to a broader range of talent and in some cases a cheaper range of talent. Now, this means the stakes are higher for everyone. Your application needs to not just stand out, it needs to shine brighter in a much larger crowd. This rise in competition means that personal branding and networking are more important than ever. It's essential to build a unique online presence that captures your expertise and skills. Use LinkedIn as a way to showcase your experience and personality. The platform is also a great way to network with other professionals in your sector. Now, if you haven't mastered LinkedIn yet, check out my video, LinkedIn for Job Seekers, where I share 5 ways you can improve your LinkedIn profile. Now, another reason the job market is harder than before is because of the networking and referral component. It's not just what you know, it's who you know. And in today's competitive market, this is really what can give you the edge. A significant number of positions are being filled through personal and professional connections rather than traditional applications. Referrals provide trust and built-in validation, giving you the immediate edge over candidates following the more traditional route. Now, building a network doesn't happen overnight. Try attending industry meetups and conferences, join professional associations and participate in webinars or forums in your field. Make connections through LinkedIn and go back through your network and reach out to those you've historically worked with and have a good relationship with. The key is to be active with your network, adding value through your knowledge or offering your assistance so that when the time comes, you can confidently ask for help. And the final reason the job market is tougher than ever is the use of AI. Now, I'm not talking about AI taking your jobs, albeit in some sectors that is a genuine worry. I'm talking about the AI suggested template messages or outreach it prompts you to use, some of which is just downright awful. Speaking to my recruiter network, they say they are flooded with poor AI messages, which only puts them off a candidate before they've even opened their resume. Now, I know myself, I have received some really poor outreach messages recently where it's clear the person hasn't read my profile, doesn't know what I do, and has just used an AI generated message. Do not send messages that read, "Hi Lucy, hope you're well. I noticed that you work with the clients of Huxley Morton. Excited to explore opportunities there relevant to my background." Now, not only is this a poorly constructed message, but it doesn't even make sense. And it assumes that I will do the legwork to see why they would be a good fit for my company or where they'd be a good fit for my company. Now, the fact is, nobody's got time for that, especially when they're probably receiving hundreds of messages like this a week. Now, instead, avoid using AI template messages and write the reasons you would be good for the job. So, for example, you have X amount of years experience in Y, and you have experience working with X, Y, and Z, and you have expertise in the skills that they're looking for, and list out a few of those skills. In just 3 bullet points, you highlight your expertise and then close by asking, would they be open to a call to discuss this further? Trust me, you will get a lot better response using this. Thanks for watching this week's video, and don't forget to subscribe so you get notified of my next video with more valuable insight.